learn and to be respected or not. Now, returning back to these sentences quickly, when you're delivering the boundary, I want you to end with a downward intonation so it comes across as a statement rather than a question. And what I mean by this is, I was an English teacher once upon a time, so this is bringing me back. Which sounds like a question and which sounds like a statement? I need you to call me before you stop by. Obviously, if you end high, it's going to come across as a question. I need you to call me before you stop by. Comes across as a statement, and it commands a bit more respect. Second of all, depending on the amount of anger and resentment you feel before delivering this boundary, you might be tempted to verbalize it along the lines of, I want you to ask how I'm feeling, instead of assuming. Or, I expect you to return my car with a full tank of petrol. I wasn't delivering that boundary to you in reality, I was just reading it off the whiteboard, but hopefully it resonated with a pang of annoyance on your end. So be very careful when you're delivering the boundary to not overemphasize certain words. You want the totality of the message to be received rather than the person focusing on one word that you've emphasized through the lens of resentment and annoyance. Now, finalizing all of this, I just want to say that when you deliver the boundary, you might be terrified. This might be someone in your life who you've never set a boundary with, or you might be so unaccustomed to setting boundaries that your voice might be trembling, you might be knee-deep in social anxiety and your voice might be quivering. Deliver the boundary anyway. Because remember, no matter how terrified you feel to set this boundary, the importance is that you communicate it as best as you can in the moment, with truth and with honesty. And so long as you don't apologise for setting it, it doesn't matter how your voice registers when you deliver it. Quivering with anxiety, trembling, doesn't matter. Deliver it. Now, what we're going to focus on now is some more tips that are going to help you deliver this boundary. Because right now, of course it seems simple to just say one of these sentences, right? But psychologically, it's hard. So, how can we help you with this process? Let's cover this now. Oh, I completely forgot to mention the importance of breath when you're delivering the boundary. What you need, especially in order to steer clear of jitters or social anxiety, even though if you feel that, that's fine, what you need is lungs full of air. So before you deliver the message, take a moment to do a box breathing technique where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, 3 or 4 times. Or even if you're in the moment, the person is in front of you and you want to deliver this boundary in the heat of the moment, don't worry about taking a moment before you deliver the boundary, because how that will register to the other person is likely, oh, this person is regulating their self so they don't deliver an angry message. That clearly speaks volumes about how they value this interaction. Now, when I was an English teacher, one technique that I learned in the classroom from my mentors was something called concept checking questions. Now, if you're in a classroom and you're explaining something to the class, a brilliant way to check that they understand what you've explained is to ask them a question about what you explained. So if I was teaching them an idiom or a grammatical structure, I would go around the class and ask particular students questions, and if they answered right, then that clearly demonstrated to me I explained it well and they understood the message. You can do the exact same with boundaries once you deliver them. Now, these sound condescending, but when you ask a CCQ at the end of your boundary, it is going to determine whether the person upholds and respects the boundary or not. These might sound like,